Hello everybody and welcome back to Seaopolis, and this is the recap video of everything we've done since the start. So, I hope you enjoy. Okay, so Seaopolis, the very first thing we ever done was spawn in. We managed to spawn in here with our dome and a tree. We started sieving and yeah, we managed to make ourselves some cobblestone generators, which were very, very important for later on making ourselves a Tinker's Construct Smeltery. Now, we had a lot smaller one than this at the very beginning, but this thing was very, very important for making ourselves overworld matter, which is leaves, tin, and clay. Overworld matter is what gives us everything over here. So we sieve this down and it makes us all these different ore pieces. Like we look in here, we got all these different ore chunks, which we're making so many of them that our 5x ore system can't even keep up with it, which is insane. Then we ended up starting a little bit of ore doubling. We went into some machinery, which is these machines down here. Actually, they're not here anymore. The pulverizer and redstone furnace. They were very important later on, early on, getting ourselves some ore doubling, which pretty much allows us to craft whatever we wanted. Then we got into making ourselves a mob farm. And a mob farm is really good because it allowed us to get a load of XP, like we are right now. We're at like 119. I could have a lot more, but you can see this thing has already got 104,000 buckets of XP in here. This is so overpowered that it's actually generating us so much bone meal that we're able to keep up with our mystical agriculture farm. Like, we're able to bone meal everything here. Like, it's insane. But then we started working on refined storage. Our storage system was very bad. Everything was chucked in chests and it was just not able to keep up. But then refined storage came in clutch, and now we're able to store everything now that we've got ourselves a creative disk. And as you can see, it is starting to store everything. We've already got 1 million items in this creative disk. So good. Then it was time to automate this stuff, which we done. So you can see here, everything gets filtered out of the seared duct. It has a filtered copper can in here. Filters out into here, and yeah, everything's been auto-crafted into here, which is amazing. And then a few animals. We started to get ourselves some animals, so we used some bait, and yeah, we started to spawn some animals in. Now we've got some cows, some sheep, and a load of chickens, which is kind of funny. They are producing actually quite a bit of eggs if you think about it. Like, how much eggs have I gotten here? There we go, 24,000 eggs just from them alone. Then it was time to get compacting. They're not set up anymore, but we got into compact machines and we used the field projector to actually make it, which was actually a complete waste of resources because we can actually craft it easier in our inventories and our induction smelter. But nonetheless, they are... Let me get back my shrinking device. I'm setting this up for all the items and stuff so you can access it all when I set up the world download, which is available down in the description, by the way, if you want to go check that out. So in here, we've got our... Actually, we'll come back to this. So the first thing we ever set up inside our compact machine was our wither farm. So we've got a wither farm in here, and I did set this up a couple of episodes ago. I didn't record it, but I've now got the Stasis chamber here, which is setting up to mine some ether gas, which is what we're using to make this a premium machine casings from Industrial Foregoing. But this wither farm is so good. Like, stars, we have 8,000 nether stars. Not many things do use nether stars, but just having this many just is so good. We can make whatever we want, and having all these nether stars allowed us to make the dimension card so we can access our refined storage system anywhere in the world, any dimension, any distance. So good. But then we decided to go fight the Ender Dragon. So we decided to go find the end portal, which was a little bit challenging because you had to go through a whole step process of making this map generator to be able to find the thing, but we found it. It's all the way down here at the bottom right of the map. And we jumped in. And yeah, we went and killed the Ender Dragon. We've done it twice. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Compressed Enderman. This will be fun. So many Endermen. Cool. Then we went on an adventure exploring the end cities. We didn't actually manage to find... We did find everything after a while, but it's no longer generated because the map did have some major updates, which caused all our maps to be reset. But we did find ourselves a ton of end cities and some cool dungeons. Pretty cool. But then it was time to start mystical agriculture. We needed to start some more seeds and get more resources going. So here we are with this, with our ultimate bone meal system and auto collection and planting systems. This thing is so overpowered, the amount of resources it is generating, because all of it then is being auto-crafted down in here in these crafters, and it's just making us a ton of resources, which is amazing. And actually, while we're down here, we can actually talk about our mining drills. I actually skipped over that. Our mining drills here are generating resources so fast and as well that our systems can't keep up. We can filter it out to whatever resource we want. You can see like we're getting redstone, diamond, iron. I think every resource in the game. Except for nether stuff like debris. I think you only get that if you set one of these up in the nether, which we never did, but we don't need to. But then after we've had our Mystic Agriculture farm running for a while, it was time to upgrade our armor. I don't even think we had armor at that point, but we needed Creative Flight. So Creative Flight came in the form of the premium armor. Let me just repair my chestplate a bit. And all of the essence. Essence is no longer planted at the moment because it's all been converted into 15k of premium essence, which is quite a lot if you think about it. But all of that was turned into our armor, which now has augments of night vision, flight, speed, and I don't think there's actually any augments on the boots. But we've enchanted it all, and it's pretty much made us invincible. So overpowered. But then, after we got ourselves the OP armor, it was time to conquer the Twilight. So we went through everything here, from killing the Naga, to the Lich, to the Ice Queen, the Phantom Knights, the Urghast, and the final boss, which wasn't implemented and will not be implemented anytime soon, apparently. But we did end up quarrying out the large part of the Twilight here, which was pretty cool, because we got a ton of resources from this, and upwards of 2.1 million cobblestone. But we needed to upgrade our essence production to actually make this mob farm work, because this isn't just generating any mobs, this is using a mob duplicator to only spawn wither skeletons. And that requires a ton of essence, which is where this came in. I've got 3 mob crushers crushing all these mobs when they spawn, and yeah, it's generating us more essence than we're actually using. Because if we look at it right there, we're generating 1.4k. Never really goes up or down below that point, but it's still maintaining that point, meaning we're making more than we're actually using, which is better than actually using more than we're producing. Then at that point, it was time to start automating. We started off by automating all of the advanced alloys and stuff from Mechanism, which really helped in making all the other things later on, because a lot of stuff actually did require a lot of advanced alloy. But then we decided to triple all of our ores, which this system came in. So this thing would pump ores into this purification chamber with this oxygen being generated here from our electrolytic separator. And then it'll be all pushed out and smelted into here, which is beautiful. But then I wanted to upgrade our power storage. At that time, we were only using a ultimate storage cube with these windmills and gas generators, which was not enough. So we decided to go ahead and upgrade our power into an induction casing, or an induction matrix, I should say. That's the casing, is what's out around it. The induction casing is pretty much like a gigantic battery which holds 9.26. That's how much power is in it at the moment, but the thing can store 25.6 trillion FE. That is probably more power than anyone will ever need to use. And it was all made because of the lithium that this thing made here. So water will be pumped in, it'll turn into brine, and then the brine will be over here, turned into lithium, and then the lithium will be converted into a liquid, or into a gas from a liquid, and then crystallized, and then pumped into our system. And how much lithium do we have left? We have over 10k. So we could even make more cells for that thing if we wanted to. But then at that point, we wanted to upgrade our ore production system into a 5 times ore production system. So we cut off the lithium and turned all our brine into this thing here. So this thing is actually turning chlorine from our brine, which you separate the brine into sodium and chlorine. Chlorine mixes with hydrogen to make hydrogen chloride, which is what uses to break down the iron crystals, which come from dissolving them in sulfuric acid into a slurry, then cleaning the slurry, and then crystallizing it, and then breaking it down, and then pretty much 5 times as all the ore, which is so good. Like, you don't realize how many resources we're getting just from one ore. Actually, you do, because it is 5 times it. But then after all that, it was time to go check out what else is out in the world. We decided to go to the moon. Now, going to the moon is going to require me to make my spacesuit. There we go. So this is all our armor. So we'll take this off and put this on. We should have plenty of oxygen to go. And we have Porter set up there. So we can just right click this, set this to the moon and go. So here we are on the moon. We got our moon buggy. So we can use this to drive around if we wanted to. Pretty cool. We got our flag down, which doesn't actually have an image on it, which is kind of disappointing. I wish I could have an image on it. And then we quarried out the moon so we can get some dash for going to Mars. And there's also a village over there. And I think there's another one over that direction somewhere. Pretty cool. So then offwards to Mars. Mars is a pretty bright red planet. Nothing really to offer here except for maybe getting some silicone and some other iron resources. I haven't seen anything else on this biome. And then we went to Mercury after we got enough silicone, which we kind of cheated the system using blank ore. And then this place doesn't really have anything either. It's just an entire area just of iron. Well, there's random pieces of iron ore everywhere. You can see it's got mercury iron ore. That's it. Nothing else on this dimension. So, that's pretty much it for that. We head back. It was time to start making our creative items. Yes, the singularities were the most difficult part of it because it required a ton of resources. This thing here, the quantum compressor and quantum crafters, or the ultimate crafting table, this thing required 5 of every ore, or 5,000 of each material that the thing requires. So if we look up like singularity, you can see how many singularities there are. We need to make one of every one of them here. And the most difficult one was the mechanical singularity. It needed 5,000 machine frames, which caused me to make this monstrosity. I have 7 of each, actually 14 of each multi-server press doing gearworks and plates. So it was able to make like 10,000 plates in about 20 minutes. It is a very, very powerful because they're all maxed out with speed upgrades too. And then once that was all done, it was time to make the ultimate ingot, which is this guy right here. And it required 1 of every ingot then as well, which wasn't difficult at all. The only thing that took a while was making all the different alloys, which is pretty simple. That's why we have a second smeltery up here. Pretty cool. But once that was done, we made ourselves the creative storage. The creative essence made this guy right here. The creative essence was just these two mixed together. And yeah, creative storage, so good. But then it was time to upgrade our power. Why isn't my... Oh, wait, my helmet's gone. Oh, here it is. I must have put it in the inventory in the system instead of my armor slots. But then, time to upgrade our power. This mycelial reactor. This thing generates 25 million FE a tick. But all of these reactors need to be running. So, Dragon's Breath is of course being made by a dragon in a mob cage. And bottles of water, disenchanting. Everything in here is just so good. Even the milk is barely keeping up. But by the time it needs another one, it has enough milk in here to continue. I could probably set up more milk if I wanted to, but it seems to be working just fine. Actually, it goes off for just a second. Once it hits 250, it turns back on. So it's not off for long. Maybe a second milk can might actually not be a bad idea. But anyway, that's it for everything. Thanks for sticking around during the series, and I hope you all enjoyed. And if you did, hit the like button. And this is the final part I need to do. I need to put my armor on the stand so you guys can access it when you join this world. So I'm going to put my sword. Actually, I can put my sword and my pickaxe in his hands. Oh, can I not do one or the other? Okay, I can only do one or the other. So pickaxe in the center, porter, shrinking device, wireless access terminal, and then all of my stuff here. So I'm going to end it there. Hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for watching the series, and I shall see you all now in the next series now tomorrow. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.